Your body wakes up in a state of biological crisis every single morning, and what happens in the first 30 minutes will either set you up for vitality or push you deeper into premature aging. Most people get this completely wrong, and their bodies pay the price for decades. When you open your eyes after a night of sleep, you're not simply waking up refreshed and ready to go. Your body has just spent 6 to 8 hours in a fasting state. Your cortisol levels are spiking to get you moving, and every cell in your body is screaming for one specific thing. Not coffee, not a cold shower, not even breakfast in the traditional sense. What your body desperately needs is water. But not just any water, and not for the reasons you might think. During sleep, your body loses approximately half a liter of water through breathing and perspiration. You don't notice it because you're unconscious, but your lungs are releasing moisture with every exhale, and your skin is continuously perspiring to regulate temperature. By morning, your blood has become thicker, more viscous. Your cells are slightly dehydrated, and the entire hydraulic system that keeps you alive is operating below optimal capacity. Think of your blood like a river. When a river runs low, everything slows down. Nutrients can't flow efficiently. Waste products accumulate. The same thing happens in your bloodstream when you wake up dehydrated. Your heart has to work harder to pump thicker blood through your vessels. Oxygen delivery to your brain decreases. This is why many people feel groggy and foggy in the morning, even after adequate sleep. It's not just sleep inertia. It's dehydration affecting brain function. But here's where it gets interesting, and where most health advice misses the mark. The problem isn't just that you're dehydrated. The problem is what your body does in response to that dehydration when you ignore it. When you skip water and go straight for coffee, tea, or food, you're forcing your body into a stress response it didn't need to experience. Cortisol, your primary stress hormone, naturally peaks in the early morning. This is called the cortisol awakening response, and it's completely normal. It's your body's way of mobilizing energy to get you out of bed and ready to face the day. But when you're dehydrated, this cortisol surge becomes problematic. Dehydration is itself a stressor, and it amplifies the cortisol response beyond what's necessary. You're essentially starting your day with an exaggerated stress reaction. This matters more than you might realize. When cortisol is elevated in a dehydrated state, it accelerates the breakdown of muscle tissue for energy, increases inflammation throughout your body, and puts extra strain on your cardiovascular system. Over months and years, this daily pattern contributes to accelerated aging. Your cells experience more oxidative stress. Your tissues repair themselves less efficiently. The cumulative effect is significant. Now let's talk about what water actually does when you drink it first thing in the morning. Within minutes of drinking water, it begins to be absorbed through your stomach and intestinal lining into your bloodstream. Your blood volume increases, and its viscosity decreases. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard. Blood pressure normalizes. Oxygen and nutrients start flowing more efficiently to every organ, including your brain. Your brain is particularly sensitive to hydration status. Even mild dehydration, around 2% loss of body water, impairs cognitive function. Memory suffers. Reaction time slows. Mood deteriorates. That morning brain fog that people accept as normal is often just the brain struggling to function with inadequate water. When you hydrate first thing, you're quite literally turning on your brain's processing power. But the benefits go deeper than just improved blood flow and brain function. Water on an empty stomach triggers something called the gastrocolic reflex. This is your digestive system, waking up and preparing for the day. Water stimulates gentle contractions in your intestines, helps move waste through your system, and prepares your gut for proper digestion when you do eat. People who struggle with sluggish digestion or constipation often find that morning water alone solves the problem. Your kidneys also desperately need this morning water. All night long, they've been filtering waste from your blood and concentrating it into urine. By morning, they need fresh water to flush out accumulated toxins and reset their filtering capacity. When you drink water first thing, you're giving your kidneys the tools they need to perform one of their most important daily functions: clearing metabolic waste that built up overnight. There's also a fascinating effect on your lymphatic system, the network of vessels and nodes that clears cellular debris and supports immune function. Unlike your blood, which is pumped by your heart, your lymph relies on body movement and adequate hydration to flow properly. Morning water helps kickstart lymphatic drainage after a night of relative stillness. This is part of why people often feel less puffy and more alert after hydrating in the morning. The temperature of the water matters too, though perhaps not in the way popular health trends suggest. Room temperature, or slightly warm water, is absorbed most efficiently because your body doesn't have to expend energy heating or cooling it first. Ice cold water creates a temporary shock that some people enjoy, but it actually slows gastric emptying and delays absorption. Your body is trying to get water into your bloodstream quickly in the morning, so making it easy and efficient serves you better than creating unnecessary work. How much water are we talking about? Your body can effectively process about half a liter in the first morning intake. That's roughly 2 cups or 16 ounces. Some people comfortably drink more, and that's fine, but even half a liter makes a dramatic difference in how your body transitions from sleep to wakefulness. Here's what happens when you make this a consistent habit. Within days, you'll notice you wake up more alert. The foggy transition from sleep to full consciousness shortens. Within weeks, your energy patterns throughout the day become more stable because you're not starting from a deficit every morning. Your digestion improves. Your skin often looks better because your cells are maintaining better hydration from the start of each day. Over months and years, the effect is even more profound. You're reducing the daily stress load on your cardiovascular system. You're supporting better detoxification through your kidneys. You're giving your brain the hydration it needs to protect against cognitive decline. You're creating the internal environment where cells can repair and regenerate efficiently rather than constantly operating in a dehydrated, stressed state. This is adaptation in its purest form. Your body is constantly adapting to the conditions you create. When you consistently wake up and immediately address dehydration, your body adapts by functioning more efficiently. Stress responses normalize. Inflammation decreases. Recovery from daily wear and tear improves. You're working with your biology instead of against it. The modern world has disconnected us from basic body signals. We've replaced thirst with coffee habits, hunger with eating schedules, and fatigue with stimulants. But your body still operates on ancient principles. It still needs what it's always needed. Water isn't glamorous or exciting. There's no expensive supplement to sell or complicated protocol to follow. It's almost too simple, which is probably why it gets overlooked in favor of more complex morning routines. But complexity isn't always better. Sometimes the most powerful interventions are the ones that address fundamental needs. Your body is roughly 60% water. Your blood is 90% water. Your brain is 73% water. Every chemical reaction in your body happens in an aqueous environment. Water isn't just important. It's the medium in which life happens. When you wake up tomorrow and your feet hit the floor, your body will be in a predictable state of dehydration and stress. What you do next sends a signal to every cell in your body. Coffee sends one signal. Food sends another. But water sends the clearest message of all, that you're listening to what your body actually needs, that you're creating the conditions for it to function as it was designed to, and that you understand the difference between what's marketed to you and what actually matters. The first thing your body needs every morning isn't motivation or caffeine or a perfect breakfast. It's the same thing it's needed for millions of years of human evolution. Everything else you do for your health builds on that foundation. And without it, you're constructing your day on physiological quicksand.